This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So there are various reasons why we are going for automated testing. First is is time consuming, and so it takes more time. Same test case by human as compared to the testing tools, and also tedious, and it requires a lot of effort, and that's why we are going for we are going for automated testing. So automatic testing speeds up the automated testing speeds up the testing process. So you can create the test script that check all aspects of your application and then run these tests on each new build. Next, what advantages of automated testing? First one is, so using a tool runs significantly faster than human users. Second one is reliability. That means uh, tester uh, tester can perform the same operation each time they are run without performing any error. So that is the second one. Third one is repeatability. So you can test how the software reacts and the repeatable execution of the same operation. And fourth one is programmable. You can program sophisticated tests that bring out hidden information from the application. And fifth one is reusability. That means you can reuse the automated scripts, user-defined functions, etc. What are the demerits of automated testing? So we have that means what are the disadvantages? So first one is cost. That means it takes I mean it takes some cost to purchase the automated tools, and so we cannot do usability testing with the automated testing. That is another disadvantage. And programming knowledge required. So to customize test scripts according to the test requirements, some programming knowledge is required. So that is another disadvantage. And fourth, test maintenance is costly. That means even though a minor change occurs in the GUI, the test script has to be recorded or replaced by a new test script. That is the disadvantage of automated testing. And what are the limitations of the automated testing? So automated testing can only identify a regression testing problem. And for large scale test automation, ample number of tool licenses and human resources are required. So automated testing can help manual testing but cannot replace it. Why? Because it is due to heuristic intelligence and business domains. Next, mean which test cases to automate. So test cases need to be run for every build of the application. That means sanity testing. So tests that use multiple data values for the same actions. That is nothing but the data-driven testing. And critical application functionality, which is required for precision and accuracy. And also to support business functionality, which won't be changed in short time period. That means under maintenance. So which test cases not to automate? So one-time testing. That means if you want to test only one time, single time, then don't go for automated testing. And ad hoc testing. Ad hoc testing. And the third one is usability testing. And fourth one is load testing. So that means performance and load testing means performance and stress testing. So this is covered in the automated performance testing tools. So automated testing. So automated regression testing, you will use Mercury Windrunner, HP Quick Test Professional, that is QTP, and XRunner for Linux. And also load runner, load testing, we will use HP load runner and IBM relational performance tester and JMeter, WebLoad and Silk performer. So these are the several tools which are used for performing the load testing. And third one is bug repository. So test directory or quality center, Bugnet, Bugzilla, Bug Tracker. So these are used for tracking the bugs. Suppose if any bug is issued, then they will post it onto these tools. So WR means WinRunner. So AUT means application and test. GUI means graphical user interface. TSL means test scripting language. These are some abbreviations. RTS means rapid test script. FRT means functional regression testing. MCS means menu items checklist script. TDRQC means test director or quality center. So using RTS, we can walk through the whole application, lens every object on every window, and use it to check application crash or exception, and can be executed on different releases. FTS. FTS means it depends on business process, depends on test cases to be automated, and verifies business logic or DB or data, and it reduces the manual test case execution time. And MCS walks through all of the menu items, and it uses to check the differences in menu items between different releases, and is cross executed on two releases. Next one is BTS. So that is multiple test script execution in just one click. Used for RTS and FTS execution. No monitoring required, and it gives the combined results. So now coming to the WinRunner, what is the WinRunner? It is an automation tool, specifically a regression test tool. So it is used to automate the execution of test cases through scripts in TSL. So it is an integrated functional testing tool for the entire enterprises by capturing, verifying, and replaying the user interactions automatically. WinRunner dramatically speeds up the testing process. So you can create a test script that check all aspects of your application and then run these tests on each new build. So as WinRunner run test, it simulates a human user by moving the mouse cursor over the application, clicking graphical user interface objects, and entering keyboard input. But WinRunner does this faster than any human user. And WinRunner is also capable of testing navigation, business logic, and database verification, MCS, batch integration with LR and TD. So why automated? So for few reasons is running the test manually is boring, and running the test manually again and again is frustrating, and running the test manually is prone to making mistakes, and write once, run as many times as needed. So these are the few reasons why we are going for automation. So how does WinRunner do it? So it records the object. That means creating the GUI map file, and it creates the scripts or tests, and debugs the scripts or tests, and run the scripts or tests, and finally analyze or displays the result. So GUI map. So what is it? So AUT is made of UI controls as lists, buttons, controls, edit controls, etc. So GUI map files contains the physical description of GUI objects. So GUI map files contain the physical description of GUI objects. GUI map files are managed, edited, and modified in GUI map editor. GUI map is a FRAC file that stores object description and serves as an interpreter between the WinRunner and AUT, that is application under test. So why do we need this GUI file? So WR needs a mechanism to identify the screen objects of AUT. So WinRunner identify screen objects using GUI map. WinRunner records objects using physical description, uses only those that uniquely identifies the object. Second one is GUI map spy. What is this spy? The spy is a utility to confirm that WR is recording the objects right. So a tool used to look for the object description. Using the GUI spy, you can view the properties of any GUI object on your desktop. You use the spy pointer to point to an object, and the GUI spy displays the properties and their values in the GUI spy dialog box. So how do I use spy? So how can we launch from the WR? So you have to follow the tools GUI spy to open the GUI spy dialog. Next is GUI map inside. So GUI map file mode. So WR has two modes to record GUI map file. One is global GUI map file, and second one is GUI map file per test. So in global GUI map file, this mode enables you to create a GUI map file for your entire application or for each window in your application. Multiple tests can reference a common GUI map file. So it is recommended for advanced users. Next one is how Windrunner creates a GUI map file. So if you see, the first one is Windrunner needs the logical name in the test script and refers to the GUI map. Windrunner matches the logical name with the physical description, and Windrunner uses the physical description to find an object in the application. So this is the way it creates a GUI map file. And GUI map usage. So GUI map file per test. So this mode enables Windrunner to automatically create a GUI map file for each test you create. You do not need to worry about creating, saving, and loading GUI map files. And it is recommended for beginners. How do I create GUI maps using Windrunner? By using a rapid test script wizard. So by recording the test script directly, this records the objects as they are encountered in AUT. So GUI map editor learn button. So it is used for object definition and add, delete, or modify the objects. Next, Windrunner testing process. So testing with Windrunner involves 6 main stages. First one is creating the GUI map file. Second one is create the test. Third one is debug the test. Fourth one is run the test. And fifth one is view the result. And sixth one is report the defect. So in the first stage of a GUI map file is to create the GUI map file. So Windrunner can recognize the GUI objects in your application being tested. So use the rapid shift test wizard to review the user interface of your application and systematically add descriptions of every GUI object to the GUI map. Alternatively, you can add descriptions of individual objects to the GUI map by clicking objects while recording a test. Second one is creating the test. So next, you create the test scripts by recording, programming, or a combination of both. While recording the test, insert checkpoints where you want to check the response of the application being tested. You can insert checkpoints to check GUI objects, bitmaps, and databases. So during this process, Windrunner captures data and saves it as expected results. So the expected response of the application being tested. Third one is debug the test. You can run the test in debug mode to make sure they run smoothly. You can set breakpoints, monitor variables, and control how tests are run to identify and isolate the defects. So test results are saved in the debug folder, which you can discard once you finish debugging the test. Next, fourth one is run the test. So when you run the test in verify mode to test your application. So each time Windrunner encounters a checkpoint in the test script, compares the current state data of the application being tested to the expected data captured earlier. If any mistakes are found, Windrunner captures them as actual results. And fifth one is view results. So you determine the success or failure of the test. So following each test run, Windrunner displays the results in a report. The report details all the major events that occurred during the run, such as checkpoints, error messages, system messages, or user messages. If mismatches are detected at checkpoint during the test run, you can view the expected results and the actual results from the test results window. In case of bitmap mismatches, you can also view a bitmap that displays only the difference between expected and actual results. And the last one is reporting the defects. If a test run fails due to a defect in the application being tested, you can report information about the object directly from the test results window. This information is sent via email to the quality assurance manager who tracks the defect until it is fixed. So how to start with the Windrunner? You can start with the start programs, Windrunner, and Windrunner. After several seconds, the Windrunner window opens. Note that the WinRunner record or run engine icon appears in the status area of the WinRunner taskbar. This engine establishes and maintains the connection between the WinRunner and the application being tested. Next one is you can create and run WinRunner test in the test window. It contains the following elements: to test window title bar with the name of the open test, and test script with statements generated by recording and or programming in TSL, which is nothing but the Mercury's interactive test scripting language. And third one is execution arrow, which indicates the line of the test script being executed. So to move the marker to any line in the script, click the mouse in the left window margin next to the line. And fourth one is insert point, which indicates where you can insert or edit the text. And there are buttons appeared by default on the user toolbar. First one is record button, which is by default shows context sensitive. Stop button, GUI checkpoint for object or window, GUI checkpoint for multiple objects, bitmap checkpoint for object or window, bitmap checkpoint for screen area, database checkpoint, synchronization point for object or window property, and synchronization point for object window bitmap, synchronization point for button area, screen area bitmap, and get text from object or window, get text from screen area, insert function for object or window, insert function from function generator. So these are the several toolbar buttons available on the WinRunner. WinRunner recording modes. So the recording process enables anyone to create and automate the test so that even users with limited technical knowledge can produce the test. So WinRunner includes two modes of recording tests. One is context sensitive mode and another one is analog mode. So what is context sensitive mode? In context sensitive mode, you record your actions on the application being tested in terms of the GUI objects you selected, such as windows, lists, and buttons, while ignoring the physical location of the object on the screen. Every time you perform an operation on the application being tested, a TSL statement describing the object selected and the action performed is generated in the test. Analog mode. Analog mode records the mouse clicks, keyboard input, and the exact X and Y coordinates traveled by the mouse. When the test is done, WinRunner retraces the mouse tracks. Use analog mode when exact mouse coordinates are important to your test, such as when testing a drawing application. So when choosing a record mode, consider the following paths. So choosing context sensitive if the application contains GUI objects, and choose the analog mode if the application contains bitmap areas such as drawing areas, and choose the context sensitive if exact mouse movements are not required, and choose the analog mode if exact mouse movements are required. Choose the context sensitive if you plan to reuse the test in different versions of the application. So if you are testing an application that contains both GUI objects and bitmap areas, then you need to switch between the modes as you record. Next one is rapid test scripting wizard. So what is this? The rapid step scripting wizard performs two important tasks. It systematically opens the window in your application and learns the description of every GUI object. The wizard stores this information in a GUI map file. It automatically generates tests based on the information it learned as it navigated through the application. And rapid test script types are a GUI regression test, bitmap regression test, user interface test, and test template. Next, user interface test. In user interface test, the user interface determines whether the application compiles with the Microsoft user interface standards. It checks that GUI objects do not overlap. GUI objects are aligned in Windows. Text labels on GUI objects begin with capital letters. Text labels on GUI objects are clearly visible. OK and cancel buttons appear in every window. A system is available in every window. So how to start with rapid test script wizard? Start the rapid test script wizard. Either click rapid test script wizard in the WinRunner welcome screen when you start the WinRunner, or choose insert rapid test script wizard at any time. Click next in the wizard's welcome screen to advance to the next screen. So point to the application you want to test. So click the button and then click anywhere in the application. The application's window name appears in the wizard's window name box, and click next. user interface test. The wizard can automatically generate the test, confirm that the user interface test check box is selected, and that the GUI regression test checkbox is cleared. The user interface test will check and that the application compiles with Microsoft user interface standards. Click next. Then accept the default navigation controls. So accept the default controls if you do not need to define additional controls. Click next. Next, learning flow. The learning flow determines how Windrunner walks through your application. Two modes are available. First one is express mode and comprehensive mode. So comprehensive mode lets you customize how the wizard learns UI object descriptions. First time Windrunner uses, you should use express mode. So click the learn button. The wizard begins walking through the application, pulling down the menus, opening the windows, and learning object descriptions. This process takes a few minutes. Save the GUI information and a startup script. The wizard saves the GUI information in GUI map file. The wizard also creates a startup script. So this script runs automatically each time you start Windrunner. It contains a command that loads the GUI map file so that Windrunner will be ready to test your application. Save the user interface test and click OK in the congratulations screen. Windrunner playback modes. So Windrunner provides three modes for running tests. So you select a mode for the toolbar. So use verify mode when running a test to check the behavior of your application and you want to save the test results. Use debug mode when you want to check that the test script runs smoothly without errors in the syntax. Use update mode when you want to create a new expected results for a GUI checkpoint or bitmap checkpoint. Running the Windrunner test. So check that Windrunner and the application are still open on your desktop. There are two options for running the user interface test. First one is run from top. It runs the complete test, and run from arrow. It starts running the test after the cursor or arrow button. So next one is check the run from top or run from the arrow or press the button located on the standard toolbar run the test. Choose a test run name. Define the name of the directory in which Windrunner will store the results of the test. Accept the name. Example test1 res1. Next run the UI test. So click OK in the run test dialog box. Windrunner immediately begins running the UI test. Watch how Windrunner opens each window in the application. How do we write the test scripts? So TSL stands for test script language. So it is similar to basic C programming language and easy to use and comprehend. Each statement of the script is a function call. Like any other function, it needs error handling. You can record or write TSL code manually. So TSL script example is like this. It launches a new browser instead of web underscore browser underscore invoke IE comma HTTP colon slash slash IP address colon 90 80 slash OMS action servlet user ID equal to U1 and handle ID equal to Molson login. So weight of 10 seconds equal to get time, new time equal to time underscore str of get seconds, report message test run on and ampersand new line. So how do we write the script? So recording modes, either context sensitive mode or the analog mode. So operations recorded in terms of GUI objects. Windrunner identifies each object you click, for example, button, etc., and each operation you perform, button, etc. Example, button underscore press, OK. Analog, the Windrunner records the exact coordinates moved by mouse and keyboard inputs. Example, move locator track 1, my type K left press. So how do we write the test script? So recording mode, which one do I use? Normally we use context sensitive mode, but if the application requires some special actions as signature of user on a sign pad, then use analog mode. How do we write the script? Why do we need parameterization? So there might be a test case that needs to be run for different data sets. Example is a logging script that is recorded for a AUT may need to be run again with different role, login and password. So how do we write the script? So we can record, replay. So how do we perform parameterization? Manually write the TSL code or use the data driver wizard. So we can verify it to check the AUT and we can debug it to debug the test and we can update it. So to updated expected values, enhance script by adding functions and adding checkpoints and putting custom messages on report. Checkpoints. So what are they? So to verify the test actual results, we use checkpoints. They compare the actual results with the expected results. Set the test case status to pass or fail based on the checkpoint. A script is useless without checkpoint. So how do I add them? So WinRunner has menu items for the same. They are single click away while recording the scripts. So color added test scripts passed or failed. Checkpoints. So various checkpoints. By adding GUI checkpoints to your test scripts, you can compare the behavior of GUI objects in different versions of your application. GUI checkpoints are GUI checkpoint for single property. Create a GUI checkpoint for single property. GUI checkpoint for object window. Create a GUI object for object window. GUI checkpoint for multiple objects. Create GUI checkpoint for multiple objects. To check the status of GUI object, example, check if a button is enabled or disabled. Bitmap checkpoint. So it is used to check for bitmaps and graphics. So not recommended to have them in the script. Third one is database checkpoint. So to check if a transaction stores proper data in the database, you will use the database checkpoint. So checking a single property value in here. So you can check a single property of a GUI object. For example, you can check whether a button is enabled or disabled, or whether an item in a list is selected. So you can choose create GUI checkpoint for single property. If you are recording in analog mode, press the check GUI for single property soft key in order to avoid extraneous mouse movements. Click an object. The check property dialog box opens and shows the default function for the selected object. WinRunner automatically assigns argument values to the functions. You can modify the arguments for the property check. To modify assigned argument values, choose a value from the attribute list. The expected value is updated in the expected text box. Click paste to paste the statement into your test script. The function is pasted into the script at the insertion point. The check property dialog box closes. GUI checkpoint using default check. You can create a GUI checkpoint that performs a default check on the property recommended by WinRunner. For example, if you create a GUI checkpoint that checks a push button, the default check values that the push button is enabled. To create a GUI checkpoint using default checks, choose create a GUI checkpoint for object window or click the GUI checkpoint for object or window button on the user toolbar. If you are recording in analog mode, press the click GUI for object or window soft key in order to avoid extraneous mouse movements. Note that you can press the check GUI for object or window soft key in context sensitive as well. The WinRunner window is minimized. The mouse pointer becomes a pointing hand and a help window opens on the screen. Click an object. The WinRunner captures the current value of the property of GUI object being checked and stores it in the test expected results folder. The WinRunner window is restored and a GUI checkpoint is inserted in the test script as an obj_check_GUI statement. So GUI checkpoint by specifying the properties to the checker. So you can specify which property to check for an object. For example, if you create a checkpoint that checks a push button, you can choose to verify that it is in focus instead of enabled. To create a GUI checkpoint by specifying which properties to check, choose create GUI checkpoint for object or window or click the GUI checkpoint for object or window button on the user toolbar. If you are recording in analog mode, press the check GUI for object or window soft key in order to avoid extraneous mouse movements. Note that you can press the check GUI for object window soft key in context sensitive mode as well. The WinRunner window is minimized. The mouse pointer becomes a pointing hand and a help window opens on the screen. Double click the object or window, the check GUI dialog box opens. Checking the bitmaps. By adding bitmap checkpoint to your test script, you can compare the bitmaps in different versions of your application. WinRunner provides two types of bitmap checkpoints. First one is bitmap checkpoints of screen area. Second one is bitmap checkpoint for object or window. GUI checkpoint can be inserted in WinRunner's test script as create a bitmap checkpoint for screen area and create a bitmap checkpoint for object or window. Synchronization point. There are three kinds of synchronization points. First one is object or window synchronization points. When you want WinRunner to wait for an object or a window to appear, you can create an object or window synchronization point. Property value synchronization points. When you want WinRunner to wait for an object or a window to have a specified property, you create a property value synchronization point. Bitmap synchronization point. When you want WinRunner to wait for a visual cue to be displayed, you create a bitmap synchronization point in a bitmap synchronization point. Windrunner waits for the bitmap of an object, a window, or an area of the screen to appear. So capturing text from the AUT screen. By using Windrunner, user can capture the text displayed on the Windrunner. By capturing the text from the screen area, use create get text from screen area, create get text from object or window. Maintaining test. So debugging the tool step by step, breakpoint or watch list. GUI map editor, add objects and write custom code, modify existing objects definition, and function generator. Documentation is supported environments and documentation or other resources. So TD connection. So what is it? WR can connect to TD. So TD can launch WR and hence execute scheduled test. So user menu item tools TD connection. TD can save results of test if WR is launched from the TD. Batch mode. Batch mode runs scripts in batch mode. WR breaks the test or script execution when a mismatch or error is detected. Batch mode causes WR to suppress this message. Excellent option for overnight runs can also be done. So you can see. So this is about the using the tools. You can use the existing application called flight2a.exe from the Windrunner. So since Windrunner tool is not available freely, we cannot show that one right now. Thank you.